Yesterday, Anthropic shipped Claude Opus 4.7, and every tech channel on YouTube is about to cover the same three things that I'm gonna do: the benchmarks, the pricing, how it compares to 4.6. And I want to tell you why all of that is the least interesting part of this release. The actual news isn't the model. It's four new things Anthropic shipped alongside it that nobody's really covering yet. One of them might replace your code review process. One of them changes how you pay for AI agents. Let me walk through what just shipped, what it means, and what I'd actually use. So here's the full list of what dropped on April 16th. 1. Opus 4.7, the new flagship model. 2. The a slash command called slash ultra review. 3. A feature called auto mode. 4. A new slash effort slider inside Claude Code. And 5. A public beta for something called task budgets on the API. That's 5 things. Most of the coverage is going to focus on the first one. I think the interesting stuff is in the other 4. So let me go through them in the order that actually matters. Not the order. Anthropic put them in the press release. So here's the thing about Opus 4.7. Anthropic kept the pricing exactly the same. $5 per million input tokens, 25 for output. The model is smarter at coding. The vision input got about 3 times bigger. There's a new effort level called extra high that sits between high and max. That's it. And for the model, it's a solid step up. It's not a leap, which is fine. Most model releases from any lab this year are going to look like this: small incremental improvements, same pricing, better on benchmarks. What's new and generally interesting is what Anthropic built around the model. Okay, the thing I want to spend the most time on is slash ultra review, because I think this is the feature that actually changes how people use Cloud Code day to day. Here's what it is. Slash ultra review is a new slash command inside Claude Code. You type it, and instead of getting a quick response, Claude spins up a dedicated 5 to 10 minute review session. And during those 10 minutes, it is doing nothing except hunting bugs in the code you pointed it at, reading function by function, checking edge cases, running through failure modes, looking for the stuff a normal pull request review misses for sure. And at the end, you get a report. Here are the issues I found, here's what I'd change, here's why. And why this is a big deal: because the gap between quick AI review and actual deep code review was massive, and nobody was filling it. If you wanted a fast sanity check on a diff, you'd ask Claude in chat, it would give you something in 10 seconds. If you wanted a real review, one that actually catches subtle bugs, you needed a human to spend 25 minutes on it. Slash ultra review is trying to be the middle part of that thing: a real 10-minute deep pass, automated and cheaper than a senior engineer's time. That's a genuinely new thing to have. The pricing on this is interesting. If you're on the Pro or Max plan, you get 3 slash ultra review runs per day. After that, each run is billed between $5 to $20, depending on how long the review takes. That's significant. 5 to 20 bucks per review is real money if you're running it on every PR. But it's nothing if you use it on the one big refactor that could break production. This is not a run it on every commit tool. This is a run it before you merge the thing you're scared of tool. And for that specific use case, it's basically free compared to the cost of shipping a bad merge for sure. And now let me talk about auto mode and the slash effort slider together, because they go together. The slash effort slider is a new control inside Claude Code. When you are about to run a task, you can now tell Claude how much effort to spend on it: low, medium, high, extra high, or max effort. Low means give me a quick answer, don't overthink it. Max means take your time, think deeply, use more compute. The clever thing is that each effort level costs you differently. A low effort response is cheap, a max effort response is expensive, and now you control that dial per task instead of it being a fixed setting. Auto mode is the natural next step. Auto mode is only for Mac subscribers, and it automatically picks the right effort level for the task you gave it. If you asked a trivial question, Claude picks low. If you asked it to refactor a whole module, Claude picks high or extra high on its own. Why does this matter? Because most of the time you don't actually know which effort level you need until after you have seen the answer. Auto mode save you from the should I use medium or high or max or extra high decision fatigue, and just picks on its own. Here's the pattern I think is actually interesting. Slash, ultra review, auto mode, and the effort slider. They are all doing the same thing. They are giving you control over how much compute you spend per task. A year ago, you'd send a prompt to an AI and it would just respond one size fits all. Now, Claude is basically telling you this task is worth a lot of thinking, that task is worth a little, and we'll charge you accordingly. That's a big shift in how AI tools work nowadays. You're paying for compute, not tokens. It's starting to look less like an API call and more like cloud billing. Okay, now let me actually cover what's new in Opus 4.7, the model, since I promised you I would. Three things changed in the model itself that I think matter for sure. One, the vision input got roughly three times bigger, images up to about 2500 pixels on the long edge, which sounds boring until you realize what it unlocks. Claude can now read high resolution screenshots, dense dashboards, architecture diagrams, code screenshots without losing any single detail. If you do any work that involves paste a screenshot and ask Claude about it, this is a real quality jump for you. Two, the extra high effort level. This is a new tier that sits between high and max. It's meant for the tasks where high isn't enough but max is overkill. In practice, it's the one I've been using the most. High felt like a little too fast. Max felt a little too thorough and it's slow as well. Extra high is the Goldilocks settings, better long horizon coding. This is the most important one for most of us, but also the hardest to show in the demo. What Anthropic means is that Opus 4.7 is better at tasks that make many steps, refactor this module, add this feature across three files, migrate this code base without losing track of what it was doing 3 steps ago. That's the thing that actually shows up in your day-to-day work. For the benchmark people, the number one I found interesting is this one. On the visual navigation benchmark, basically, can Claude look at a screen and figure out what to click? Opus 4.7 hits about 79.5% without using any tools. Opus 4.6 was at 77.7%. That's a 22-point jump, which matters because every company building computer use agents nowadays, OpenAI, Anthropic, everyone is racing to get this number up. A 22-point jump in one release is really, really big. And if you were on the fence about whether Claude's computer use features were actually reliable, this is the release where they become reliable. Now let me tell you about the quiet one, task budgets. Task budgets is a new API feature in public beta. What it does is let you put a dollar cap on any agentic task you kick off. You say, do this task, but don't spend more than $2 doing it. If the agent hits $2 in token costs, it stops. Clean. I've been saying this for months on this channel. The scariest thing about running AI agents is the bill. You kick off an autonomous task, it goes in a loop, and 4 hours later, you're staring at a $400 bill. API charge because the agent got stuck. Task budgets is the feature that makes agents actually safe to run in production without babysitting them. You set a ceiling, the agent respects it, done. If you've been nervous about handling real work to AI agents, this is the unlock. The beta header is task budgets 2026 03 13. It's opt-in for now. I'd expect it to go GA within a few weeks. One more thing worth mentioning before I tell you who should care about this release. Opus 4.7 is the first Claude Code model that automatically detects and blocks requests for prohibited cybersecurity uses. Things like writing offensive exploit code, malware, that kind of thing. This is not a big feature for most of us. If you're a developer using Claude to build normal software, you'll never hit this. But if you are a security researcher, you should know. Some workflows that worked on 4.6 might get refused on 4.7. Anthropic published a page on what counts as prohibited, worth reading if you are in that space. For everyone else, this just means Claude is quietly getting a little more careful, which most for us is a non event. Okay, let me give you my honest framework on who this update is for. If you use Claude Code casually a few times a week, the only thing that changes for you is auto mode and the new slash effort slider. That's a real quality of life upgrade, but nothing you need to think about. You'll feel it without having to learn anything. But if you're running Claude in a real development workflow, day in and day out, slash ultra review is the feature. Start using it on any PR you are nervous about. 3 free a day on Pro and Max is enough to cover the merges that actually matter. It's going to catch things if you're building AI agents or products on the API. Task budgets is the one you need to turn on today. It's the difference between I might let an agent run autonomously and I can actually deploy this to production. And if you're just here for the model, it's better. Same price, upgrade when your tools support it. That's it. Here's what I actually think about this release. The model is a checkbox. Every lab is shipping incremental model updates right now. Opus 4.7 is fine. It's good. It's not going to move the needle on whether you use Claude versus GPT versus Gemini, but Anthropic is doing something smarter than the other labs. They are building tools around their model faster than everyone else. Slash ultra review, task budgets, auto mode, computer use, managed agents, routines. Each of those is a product in its own right, and Anthropic is shipping them one on top of each other. The bet Anthropic seems to be making is that the winner in AI won't be the company with the best model, it'll be the company with the best product built around a good enough model. And if that bet is right, this release is a quite but important step. My recommendation, don't upgrade to Opus 4.7, the model, upgrade for slash ultra review. That's the feature that will actually save your time in the next month. That's Claude Opus 4.7, a new model, 4 new tools, and a pretty clear signal about where Anthropic is heading. And if you found this useful, a like and subscribe seriously helps me keep breaking down the stuff the press releases gloss over. I'm trying to tell you what matters, not what's shiny. One thing I want to hear from you: if you could run slash ultra review on any one repo in your life, yours, your team's, an old project you are embarrassed by, which one would you pick and what you're hoping it finds? Drop it in the comments. I'll read all of them. See you in the next one.